Hello, I'm Kevin Pacheco. This is my organizational philosophy. Change is not difficult. It's the resisting the change that makes it difficult. Nobody likes change. It's hard to accept it. But if we're able to embrace it, adapt to it, figure out ways to make change more comfortable for ourselves and for our employees, change will be that much more easier than if we didn't accept that it was coming. We'll be going over some of my principles that I would like to instill in my organization if I were in a leadership position. I would like to lead with a culture. Create a culture that is like a family. Make myself approachable. Be there for my employees when they really need me the most. Understand them on a more personal level. Knowing that they can reach me whenever. Instill a mindset within my employees. That we're going to work hard to get things done. And if we can't if we run into some roadblocks, that together we're going to figure it out and we're going to get through this. Being able to be there for one another makes things much more easy. I really admire the CEO of T-Mobile, John Legere, because he's a very approachable person. If you ever follow him on social media, he's always posting of all the outings he's doing, getting in touch with his employees. Not just those behind the desk, in the corporate buildings. He's there. He's visiting the stores. He's visiting the call centers, visiting his employees, asking them what they need, so that way he can go back and make those changes. Not everybody does that, nowadays. And that's why T-Mobile is going in the direction they're going, because he knows that if he's not there making himself accessible, not only to his employees, but even to his customers, answering his customers, rants, Twitters, any kind of, arguments they may have had at a particular store or something, he's there willing to fix it. That's the type of person that I would want to be. I want to be one that leads from behind, like in the videos we watched. Be the sheep herder, letting my employees work. I don't want to be the one to hover over them and tell them they need to do this and they need to do that. Let them be innovative. Let them create. Let them bring the ideas to the table and see what we can do with them. Together as a whole, we can accomplish much more than trying to do things by ourselves. That's the type of organization I would like to have. Involve everyone in every level. Sometimes the greatest ideas come from those you would never have thought about. And we need to keep ourselves open to ideas, to certain to any kind of communication, pretty much. And we need to remember that we need to keep everyone in the loop. If we're going through change, and if only a certain few know about it, it's gonna keep people, wondering what's going on. What's the big deal? And by keeping everybody involved and everybody in the loop and saying, look, guys, this is what we're gonna do. We're thinking about heading in this direction. Do you think, it's a good idea? And getting feedback from everybody, it's gonna make change that much more easier, because everyone's gonna know what's going on instead of wondering and guessing what's going on. We need to also make sure that we address the needs of our organization. What needs to be done? We need to make sure that when we're making these changes, that we're constantly monitoring them. Seeing if these changes are working. Going back and revisiting them, and if need to, make minor adjustments. Because if we wait too long to make the adjustments, we could fail, or we could pay the price. And if we could avoid it by making the adjustments sooner, then it could help us avoid costly mistakes. We must not forget that our employees are our number one responsibility. By rewarding them and congratulating them, appreciating them, more than anything, can go a long way. I know many times I've been in jobs, I'm sure you've been in jobs where you haven't been appreciated, and that doesn't really motivate you to do anything. I've been in some jobs where I haven't been appreciated, and that didn't make me feel very good, and I wasn't going to work hard. So we need to remember that our employees are our number one asset to any organization. So to conclude my organizational philosophy, I would like to say, embrace the change. Don't be afraid. Resisting change is the worst thing you can do. Find ways, seek help to make the transition to change that much easier, and in the long run, you will be successful.